and is my spitting image. Obviously, dashing good looks, of course. So we have some choices here. We could legitimize him, which basically really miffs off my mother's or Sophia's husband. Also miffs off my own legitimized children. I can acknowledge the fact that he is mine, but he's still a bastard. So Bella will still be in my dynasty. Lady Sophia will be pleased, and Hesdrin, who is the obviously the husband of Sophia, won't be pleased. But do we really give a monkey about him? I don't think so. Or we can denounce the child. He doesn't become part of my dynasty. The mother is humiliated, and Hesdrin becomes displeased. Well, I think we're not going to legitimize him. We don't want to make our own kids, our own legitimate kids, unhappy. But we will acknowledge him as ours. There's no point of us lying. And I don't think he wants to displease Lady Sophia, because although she is a little bit of a fling, I think maybe George might be getting a few feelings for her. So we're going to acknowledge him as ours, and he becomes part of House Fleming. So yes, a bastard child, but still part of our house. But he cannot become ruler, I don't think. At least through legitimate means. If he gets older and he starts to plot and scheme, things might take a nasty twist. And some more children being born. Right, just going to have to pause it to get my dinner. I shall be back in a moment. Okay, once again I am back. Unfortunately I have to go to work in 10 minutes, or at least set off for work in 10 minutes, so I won't be playing for much longer. So I don't know how long the session's gone on for with all the pauses and stuff, but hopefully it won't be too short a session. And if it is, I'll just do another update ASAP. But anyway, before I crack on once again with the time, I mean, we've only played 7 months of this year, and we've gone on for probably about 40 minutes maybe, so it's a very slow update, but in these early sessions there's a lot to go through, so hopefully we'll get a bit more pace into things in due course. But before I crack on, as I say, I just want to quickly explain a couple more things for those of you that are new to the game. Here we have our personal stats, so our diplomacy, martial, stewardship, intrigue and learning, and here you can see a number in brackets. Now this number in brackets is actually the state diplomacy. This is my personal diplomacy level, this is the state diplomacy. And what determines the state diplomacy is my diplomacy plus half of my wife's diplomacy, so her diplomacy must be 10, and I get half of that, which is 5, plus the diplomacy of my councillor in that position. So the diplomacy position is the chancellor, so my state diplomacy is mine plus half my wife's plus my chancellor's diplomacy, and that gives you the state diplomacy level, and that works for all the way down. And your state level influences primarily your military, your technological advances. So as you can see here, my technological advance bonus to military is combined with my state martial plus my state learning. For economy, it will be state stewardship plus state learning, and for culture it will be state diplomacy plus state learning. So that's how your state stats influence technology growth, and I'm sure they have other purposes as well. For instance, if I check out my father-in-law William of Hereford, his opinion of me is 17, and that is because of my state diplomacy. So the higher my state diplomacy is, the more bonus I get to other people, other people's opinions of me. So that is one more stat there for state diplomacy. I don't know how the others affect things, but I'm sure people might inform me in due course. So that is the state level stats and how they work to some degree. We also have the realm tree. We've looked at this once before, but the realm tree is the looking at the realm that you are in. Now the independent realm I am in is the independent realm of England, which is a kingdom, so we have the liege at top, And then we have his vassals. Now these vassals are not in any random order. These vassals are in order pretty much of power. So the most powerful of his vassals will be towards the top, and it's sorted by basically percentage of the liege's military. So we can see here that Duke William of Normandy has 15% relative strength when compared to the strength of the king. So these vassals are probably the most important vassals for the liege, because if these guys start to get a little bit rebellious, these are the ones that can cause him the most concern, and it just decreases down. So you can see Duke William has 15% relative strength, Prince Robert has 7%, and it moves down. And we can see that we are way down on 2%. But we're not the weakest of his vassals. There are some people actually on 1%. Mostly people that only have one holding, such as a city or a castle. Of course, we can't be that low, but there are also some counts, I think, that have 1%, and they're the bishoprics. So that's how the realm tree works, and of course you can expand it further to see the vassals of the vassals. So Duke William has these vassals underneath him, and then his counts have vassals underneath them, and it just goes further and further. Another way in which you can delve deeper into the story of things and have it play out in front of your very eyes. One thing about this game which is very much a massive plus is the fact that he's poisoned his own mind. Yes, who have you poisoned? I feel he's about about the Pope. So he's decreased the relationship. Excellent. If we look at the court chaplain's job here, improving religious relations between me and my religious vassals. Also, there is a chance that he will decrease the relationship between the bishop himself and the Pope. So if we look at the religious tab here, we can see that his opinion of the Pope has slightly decreased. Only very slightly, and it doesn't make much of a difference because he still favours the Pope massively over myself. And the Prince Godwin for England faction has finally been disbanded. They couldn't get enough power, so that's one less thing for the king to worry about. And my wife Emma is pregnant once again. Now if we take a quick peek at my wife Emma, she's had 3 children, about to have a 4th. I personally have 4 because I have 1 child to somebody else. And if we look at his mother, Princess Sophia of Hungary, she's 29 and she's had 7 children. So you thought that George of Cornwall was a busy man? Well, I think he's met his match in Sophia. She has been even busier. Looks like they're perfect for each other. Anyway, Emma is pregnant again. So what we'll do is we'll continue probably until 1077 and call it a day there. But what I was about to say before I was interrupted was that the beauty of this game is you generally focus most of your time and effort. Lovely. He's creating duchies now. He's created the Duchy of Bedford, so there aren't many dukes in England at this moment in time. I think, in fact, there's only one, and that was Duke William of Normandy. He's now beginning to create some titles, so the Duchy of Bedford is somewhere around here, I would assume. There you go. Now, the de jure Duchy of Bedford is Bedford, Middlesex and Essex. The actual Duchy of Bedford is Bedford, Middlesex and Essex. So he's created that duchy. Who is the Duke then? He is taking the title of Duke of Bedford, it looks like. Whether he gives that away to somebody else is a different matter. Okay, so he's the Duke of Bedford. Right, so carry on. Yes, the beauty of this game is that as you focus primarily in your own realm, things in the world continue to expand and change in real time. So you can see there's wars going on, highlighted by these striped things here, and the map changes. And if you just keep periodically checking by, you can just see how the land is forming, and update yourself like that as well. So it's very, very good. And now he's talked some sense into himself, and he's now beginning to like me a bit more. So if we go to Vassal's opinion, we can see that he likes us 99 opinion and Popey 88. So now we should be getting some extra tax. A welcome boon, I feel. So good stuff there. Right, so keep the time ticking over. We'll knock it up to three speed to finish off the session. See what materializes. Of course, we can't really do anything military-wise until we get this claim in Dyfed. So all we're really doing is just watching how our realm takes shape. So this pinched Bishop of Durham has now founded another faction. Not content to found the first faction, he's now going to found a second one. So we'll take a quick look at how this faction's playing out here. Of course, Prince Harold of England, his father was King Harold II. So is this the same faction he created before? Only this time he's trying again? Could well be. But anyway, last time it failed, this time probably going to fail again. Now this is an interesting take on things. My wife hates my guts. Now will that last forever? Probably. But she's still having my children, so it's all good in that respect. Should I see her dead? Will that influence my alliance with her father if I do that? Should I divorce her? Take up with Princess Sophia? Or should I just leave it as it is and have Sophia a little bit on the side? The mind boggles. Lots of decisions to consider. Somebody else has joined the Lower Crown Authority for England faction. That Crown Authority needs to be lowered because currently we can't do anything. The King has us in shackles. And it's now up to 28.4% strength, which is nowhere near enough to challenge the King's authority here. So it's looking like it's going to fail miserably. And we have ourselves another son. And I don't like that name. So I look to my list and see that I'm going to call him... I have a list of names here again. Which one shall I choose first? I like Zachariah. Yes, I do. So whoever suggested that name, thank you. I like it. Zachariah. As I say, these are not quite historically correct, but it's a little bit of fun. Setting a precedent for the future. So Zachariah Fleming, welcome to our family. Right, time ticks away. Are we still fabricating those claims? In Vexin? Wow, taking my time. What is my diplomacy is 15. I should be pretty good at fabricating claims. Maybe he's taking his time on purpose to keep out of the way of his wife. Anyway, we are getting close to being able to create another building. Now the other building I want to create is the castle village, which enables us to increase our tax income by 1.5 per month, or that's maybe per year actually. But anyway, that reminds me, I should have had my steward go back to collecting taxes after the building was complete. Silly me. So we'll have him do that temporarily until we... Oh, look at that! 1.5 per month. That's not bad at all. To say I only have a single holding. So things are looking fairly rosy. My vassals barely like me. He likes me, but it's only because of the improved relationship bonus. But hey ho, I'm not gonna complain about things. Things are looking not too bad. So as we tick towards the end of the year, things are looking fairly stable. Looks like they've got some kind of plague going on down here. Yep, a plague of measles. A plague of measles in Vans in Brittany. Let's hope it doesn't spread across the water and cause us any problems. Don't want any of my family members dying prematurely. And there we go. January comes round, the year is 1077, 2 years have ticked by on Cornwall. Well, Mr. George of Cornwall still fabricating claims, his wife still producing babies, and still ensuring that the county is being prosperous. She wants to become spy master, but with that stat, I don't think it's going to happen, dearie. So what's going to happen next time? Well, we'll have to find out, because the beauty of this game is sometimes things can crop up that can throw you off kilter. You don't know what's going to happen next time. So we just have to see how the story is going to unfold. But if you have any suggestions about what I can do, what I'm missing out on, what strategies, advice you have for me, then as per usual leave a comment on the comment section, or of course post a thread in the topic that's been created in the forums, and join me next time when we will continue House Fleming's story. See you soon.